So Shane Lemieux, guard out of Oregon. I apologize if there's an echo. I'm recording in my bathroom because right now, like, my sister's in the living room where I usually record to do her online courses. So, we gotta be flexible and work around each other. But Shane Lemieux, guard out of Oregon. Now, before I get into or try to attempt to get into Joe Judge's and Dave Gettleman's minds, I definitely need to address what I think majority of the fan base might be feeling right now, and definitely what part of me is feeling, and that is a little bit of anger, resentment, and disappointment. And why in the hell are the Giants taking a guard when you have a surefire thing at center available? You still have some good wide receivers available, and you're kind of dropping off, and even some good edge rushers available. Now, first things first, when I saw Gandy Golden go to the Redskins, I won't lie to y'all, it was like a shot to the heart, low-key. I really thought Golden was going to make it to 150 because he was dropping, and then he went to the Redskins. I really thought Biadasz would make it to 150, but then the Cowboys and Eagles worked together to betray us. Well, they were never our friends, but two enemies worked together to take down another enemy. That was kind of sad. But Nick Harris was still there, and he's still on the board. Since I'm actually away from the computer right now, I have no idea if Nick Harris is still there or not, but I would have went Nick Harris over Shane Lemieux, and I do have Shane Lemieux as a better player than Harris actually, but I personally want a surefire thing at center. But I'm going to get into why that might not be the best way to draft in a second. And also, you still got guys like Colin Johnson and Donovan Peoples-Jones, really the only two wide receivers, and Isaiah Hodgins actually, the only three wide receivers left that I'm taking a look at and can seriously, so I could see them making the roster, and I can see them having some sort of impact on the team. Like I said in my last video, if you guys didn't see the Holmes analysis video, I said I'm not going edge, I'm not going linebacker, and I would ask you to go and check that out because I talked about how we're building a defense similar to the Patriots defense, where it's the impact players are in the secondary and the supporting cast is like the pass rush basically, and I think that's what we're doing. So I don't see the need to take a linebacker or an edge rusher, and also because you're taking them in the 5th, 6th round. They're not going to have realistically, and we're talking about probability here, they're probably not going to have that much of an impact. We talk about guys like Zimenez and Carter, we took them in the 3rd round, and they're not having much of an impact as we hope. Do you really think an edge rusher that we're going to take now in the 5th or 6th is going to have a better impact than them? There's a chance, yes, but it's a very slim chance. So that's why I did not want to go edge rusher or linebacker here. But guard, I didn't want to go guard either. I really wanted to go center, and I really want to go Nick Harris. Now, let me try and get into the minds of Gettleman and Judge. First things first, this could be a move for the future. And like I said before, guys in the 5th, 6th, 5th round and below, they're not day one starters. Very rarely are they day one starters. Darius Slayton and Ryan Connolly, both guys that were taken in the 5th, they weren't day one starters when we took them, and they didn't see the field because until many injuries happened at that position. Now they turned out to be great players. They turned out to be, impact players who will be starters in the future. At least that's what it seems right now, and that could definitely be the case for Shane Lemieux, especially since Gettleman and his late round picks with offensive linemen specifically have always turned out to be starting quality material. And by the way, Shane Lemieux, I said I knew him because when I was scouting Logan Hansen, I came across him. And Shane Lemieux, he's one of my top 5 guards in the class. I expected him to be gone in the 3rd round. You go anywhere if you don't want to trust me. Go to any of your trusted websites. I guarantee you they have him ranked either top 10 or top 5. On the NFL's website of themselves, they have him ranked, I think, within top 5. And he has a relatively high grade for somebody going into the 6th round. On Walter Football, I think he's like number 5 guard in the country. Bleacher Report had him as like the number 1 guard in the country. The Draft Network has him within their top 10, top 5. He's a very good guard and definitely slipped, right? And there's a reason for that, but maybe that's it could be the same reason that Biadasz slipped. Who knows what it is? But both of them were, top 5 at their position, and they slipped. I just personally wanted a for sure thing at center, but the Giants could be thinking that this is for the future after Zeitler leaves. Shane Lemieux is a left guard. I have confidence in him to play right guard. Maybe they move Hernandez to right guard. whatever the case is, he could be there for that depth and for the future. Like I said, 5th rounds guys, they usually don't start day 1. You hope they start eventually, but they're not day 1 starters like 99% of the time. It could be that they think he has the ability to play center. And I think on his Instagram, he posted a bit of him snapping the ball, so maybe he does have the ability to play center. I'm not sure if I'm confident in him doing that, but I will say I have more confidence in him winning out the center role than I do Nick Gates, who is an offensive tackle. So there's that. Or he could just be a regular old depth player. Whatever the case is, he's definitely a move for the future, and that's what all these offensive line picks are telling me. They're building for the future, which is something that I like. I've made a couple of videos saying that if the Giants are going to try and build for win now, they're going to fail. And they're doing the opposite of that, which is something I'm wholly on board with and I wholly like. I can't get over the fact, I really think that we could have gotten a starting center in Nick Harris. Maybe he drops because there's been a lot of people dropping, and I really did want a wide receiver in the 5th round. We could still get one because while they're coming off slowly, I hope that maybe a Donovan Peoples-Jones or a Colin Johnson or a Isaiah Hodgins, those are 3 guys I'm looking at. I'm hoping they make it to the 6th, but I don't know if Gettleman and Judge, if they value wide receiver that much in this draft. And we got to remember, it's just this draft. There's always next year. There's always undrafted free agents. And once again, like I said, 5th round players and below, the probability of them starting and having an actual impact is not that high. So Shane Lemieux, or Lamau, however you pronounce it, looking at it initially, I don't like it. When you try to get in their head, I still don't like it. I'm very neutral on it. But when I realize that they're building for the future, I can get on board with it. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for now. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out. Yeah.